Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Us.
It is so good to be back.
Yeah. Welcome back to you
So
guys
good.
as well, watching. Some of you probably missed us. Oh,
Some. Not all, just some.
We did get a couple subscribers on our YouTube channel throughout our break.
Hey!
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. I like that.
I guess if we just go away for good, like, we'll just get a bunch of subscribers and
Yeah, that's
we don't have
usually
to
how
do
that
anything.
works.
Yeah, guys, tonight we got an awesome guest. You might know him as the paranormal mad scientist. You might also have seen him on Ghost of Devils Perch and Ghost of Morgan City. We in fact have KD Stafford joining us tonight. We're just waiting on him. But before we get to him, Charles, how was your hiatus?
It was good. My gosh, I guess I can get into it because that was when I was on vacation and everything, huh? Well, let's see here. Had a great vacation.
Yeah.
Went to Eureka Springs for 2 days, Branson for 2 days, and went up to Jefferson City for a day to investigate the Missouri State Penitentiary, which was amazing. That's, checklist on the bucket list, or bucket list, right? Check it off on the bucket
Absolutely.
list. Oh, that was such a great time. And that was a motorcycle trip, so by the time that week was over, I was just super tired.
But you were spent.
Oh, 100%. How about your hiatus? Was it good?
Mine was good. Had the Paracon. That went well. Everybody seemed to have liked it enough. Enough to ask me if I was going to do it again, and the answer to that at this point is probably not. The Facebook page isn't working. Good, I guess. Join us over on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, it's exactly.
Or Twitch.
I'll hop over there on Facebook and see what's up.
But no, I just wrapped up everything that I'm working with Chad Pline on with the KY3 News, the Missouri State Penitentiary. So at the end of this week, this Friday, will be the third part to the Missouri State Pen investigation that we did with them, and I'm excited to let people see what's going to be on it. It's going to be amazeballs. Did pick up a few things, I will say, but I just gotta say it's good to be back, guys. We've missed you, and if you're new to this,
Yes.
then welcome to our channel, welcome to our show. We've been doing this for what, a year and a half?
It's been over a year. I was gonna say it's been well over a year.
Yeah, been about a year and a half. Typically, we don't have guests, and when we have guests on, it's because they're special to us. They mean something, or they mean something to an episode we've done, and that's why we have our next guest. Our guest tonight is Mr. KD Stafford, the paranormal mad scientist, or as you might know him from Ghost of Morgan City and Ghost of Devils Perch.
I got a boner.
Welcome, everybody, KD Stafford.
Hey.
I'm applauding your meme.
You like
That was
that?
perfect.
I did. I liked it.
Dave's
What's
full
up,
of those.
David? What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you.
Good, man.
You've been up to some big things lately.
Yeah, I have actually. Like, which thing in particular?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
The show?
well,
Yeah, the show. Yeah, that's a big thing. We also
The
just,
show and tech.
We just incorporated our business, Supernatural Inc.
Yes.
So.
That is amazing. Absolutely.
big
Yeah,
step.
another.
that's actually a big step. A lot of people don't realize it. That's a big
It
thing
is.
to take on. How how has that process been for you?
Well, as like I always say, I never started out to do this. It just kind of fell in my lap, sort of. I was doing what I was doing, of course, and I had a passion for it. And I guess when some of the right people saw that, and it led to people wanting things, and one thing led to another, and now people would be mad if I stopped. So
That's fair.
Yeah,
true. I'm sure a few people would want to kick your ass.
it's either keep producing things because
Yeah.
more people want them, and that's that's cool, and I appreciate that. Or I have to limit myself at a certain capacity, or I can expand to be able to more people will be able to use my stuff.
That's right.
So we got to be generic here at the beginning of this show and do the whole, well, how did you get in the paranormal and all the, the dancing and
the age-old question.
Before we get into the juicy bits, right?
Yeah, I got my.
Well, and we can't ignore the fact that you guys also have an online store now too.
My first paranormal experience was when I was 12. No, just kidding.
Did Katie write that out for you?
No, probably. She is like half of my brain. So, my lovely wife Katie and my partner in crime.
Doing well.
Oh yeah, she's doing great.
Good deal.
Should be walking in the room here any minute. I'm at the shop.
Run! I'm kidding. It's fine.
Trying to hide. It's not a good hiding place.
Yeah.
Shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like you have a lot going on there.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture of it somewhat cleaned up, and now this angle just looks like it's back to where it was.
Well, actually, no. This is actually like this is like 9 printers on this side of the wall over here. That side of the wall. There's 9 printers. Yeah, 9 3D printers, and then I have a laser engraver back there, and also another 3D printer. And then we have yeah, dude. We got tons of stuff. We have more stuff than we have shelves to put our printers and stuff on, and they're just running all the time. What's up, everybody in the chat? I see y'all. I see you, Brandon Cooper. I see everybody.
Who's that?
Tim Libby, Brandon Cooper. Who's that guy? The
Paranormal.
Heard of her. He is the Paranormal.
Paranormal. That
The Paranormal.
It's fitting.
I am Brandon Cooper, the Paranormal.
Cassie's good seeing you. Kim, good seeing you.
Angel, Linda, Loki, Cassie. I'm saying everybody. Now Brandon's done went to Shaman Sundays. Shaman Sundays. The Shaman.
They had PRI on last episode or last Sunday.
Right,
It was a good show.
I still gotta watch it.
Yeah,
I still gotta watch it.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, those guys are doing some really cool stuff too.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Dan.
Hopefully here in the next
Dan and yeah. Anyway, go
next few months we'll have them on or something. But tonight focus is on you. And
that's right.
The focus.
Before we get into the serious stuff, I have a really good question for you, KD. This has been on my mind ever since I started watching the Ghosts of Devils Perch.
Yes.
What the hell is up with this pose?
That's G stands for B.
You look like a drunk guy that's holding on to something to stay stable.
I was actually sitting on like a ledge thing that was there. It was like a wooden thing that stuck out from the wall, or it was like a thermostat or something.
Just listen to Dave
it kind
go
of looks
off.
like I'm doing, like,
I have to bust your balls.
Take 5.
Yeah.
I have to bust your balls a little bit on that because
I like it. No, it's fun. I think it's fun when people pull up like pictures of me with a dirt face.
Well,
right in between words, I'm like,
I'm proud to say I watched every episode as they came out, and
well, thank you very much, David.
You're welcome. And I was talking to Katie on one of the episodes, and I noticed yet again in this other episode that you just had this funny look on your face, and they cut like immediately. And I was like, is he like just joking or is he dicking around while everybody's trying to be serious? Just like cut
Which
that
one
out.
was that specifically? Which scene was that? I'll tell you because there's several that I picked out.
There's
that
so many. Yeah.
I want to
there's
say
a lot, but there's a lot of them.
there's one that stopped me. It's like the
First one I
second-
noticed was when we were doing the Hennessy Mansion, right?
Mhm.
And like we were walking out. I think it was the Hennessy Mansion. We were walking out of the church, the worship room.
Yeah.
And like we're all walking out in a line, and I was last, and I had my case in my hands, and I'm like bebopping.
Yeah,
while
it was the
walking
first
out.
episode. I was gonna bring that up to you as well. I was gonna cut the video, but I couldn't.
I don't know what song was playing in my head. There's no telling. But I was like,
That was another one I was gonna bring up.
That was funny. I was just bouncing like to the beat.
It's like you guys had like a weird, just like a look contest off or something. Like they'd cut to him with a weird look, to cut to you with a weird look, just and then back and forth at times. It's kind of funny.
There was a lot of dueling
A
eyebrows.
lot of eyebrows. Yes.
Dave Schrader has the eyebrow, and
yes,
I kind of have the eyebrow as well. So yes,
it worked out well.
Is that why you said?
I want to see
Dave?
supercuts of eyebrow showdowns.
Hey, we're gonna make
That's
that
what
happen.
I want.
We'll make
that could totally happen. Yes,
I want to see that. I'm waiting on that one.
Definitely put some of that Wild West music behind there.
Yes,
perfect.
yes, exactly. Yeah, from the the good, the bad, and the ugly, or whatever.
Whip crack in there, look. No,
You want to count or something? No.
So
every time.
Is that why you sent the spirits to go harm Dave? Was because his eyebrow stance was competing with your game?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Harmed twice. That's
who have you been talking to?
He might be watching as we speak. I don't know.
I want to speak to my lawyer.
Or down the road.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. No. I would never compete with Dave's eyebrow. He has a far superior eyebrow than mine. I'm kind of a fake ginger. I'm not a real ginger. I'm like almost a ginger, but I'm not even good at being a ginger. So my eyebrows, you can't see them as well.
So we got a question already for you.
What's up?
Last night on his podcast, Dave said.
I see it. Yes, I see it, Dave.
He is.
Go ahead. I'll let you read it though.
I'll just say I did catch him crying and tearing up at the Paracon a little bit. So I mean, he is a little bit sensitive, but usually stuff just rolls off his back.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah.
What was the question? I didn't get to read it because I was messing with you. Okay, I see it now. KD last night on his podcast, Dave has said he feels you might be sensitive. How do you feel about that? Well, yeah, Dave's he's said that before, and I've had several other people say that before. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe there might be something to it. The people pick out things or point out things that I do that I didn't realize that I was like doing or that I had regularly done. But I never thought it was, I never just put two and two together and was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I have some sort of ability to maybe not like sit around and see dead people walking around or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think if there's anything to it, there may be something to the electronic medium thing,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there goes Miss Libby. Hey, Kim.
Well, let me ask you to piggyback off that question then.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about do you think that people that are in the field for an extensive period of time develop these gifts or abilities, or do you think that's just something that they already had but just don't even pay attention to it?
I think it's something that I think maybe not all psychic ability, but definitely some types of psychic ability, like mediumship or psychic mediumship or like clairvoyance. Maybe I'm not sure which ones can be like practiced. Maybe they can all be practiced, and you might get better at all of them. And then there's some people who their brains are kind of wired that way, to do it instinctively, almost like a kid who just buy him a piano and he's never played before in his life, and he just starts banging away Mozart or something, right?
Right.
So that would be the equivalent in my mind. But I feel like everybody, I definitely believe in psychic phenomenon and the potential for all of those different categories that are out there to exist. And if they do, then our brains are not any anatomically different, right? They're all the same. If you cut my brain open and cut yours open, the insides are going to look pretty much mostly the same. We're going to have all the same parts and everything. There's no extra piece in a psychic's brain. But the pathways that the neurons fire between the synapses, the different pathways may have evolved in some people's brains, which could be really difficult to find. So, I mean, maybe there's some sort of connection between electronic devices and getting psychic, or having some sort of connection with that. And I don't know what it's due to. It could be due to the electric nature of our brains in
I was gonna
general.
say, do you think that maybe the frequencies are like a jump start for our brain, or maybe for the pineal gland or whatever, the third eye?
Could be. The pineal gland's kind of debated on, right? Like we know a couple things that it does, but as we get older, it starts to calcify and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we have trouble sleeping and stuff. But yeah, I think we're definitely electronic beings, or electrical beings, right? Not electronics. We don't have, well, some of us are. But so I think it might be more like, damn, it's hard to even explain. But you've heard of like brain syncing, right? It's called brain entrainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So brain entrainment is flashing a light or producing some sort of stimuli external to your senses that your senses can detect, and you flash a light or whatever that thing is, sound or whatever, at different frequencies, right? And if you try and mimic different frequencies that our brain waves produce during different states of consciousness, then the idea is that maybe we can sync our brain up to that brain wave that we're putting out, through the device or the lights or the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then settle our brains or have our brains resonate with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can, if that's true, then you can electronically tune your brain waves and potentially even get into like a meditative state, or even beyond. So I think it might have something to do with that. Maybe it's got something to do with the static, because static is a sound wave, right? Like if you look at static on a scope, it just looks like jagged lines, whereas delta waves will look like a specific repeating wavelength, or beta waves or alpha waves, whatever. But that static is just a more random. It's random waveforms. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
And so, or is it random? And do things communicate through the static themselves? And then, because I noticed I hear things a lot of times that nobody else hears. And then
That's something I was going to mention.
Yeah, this is the one thing I will say. If there's any psychic ability to it outside of maybe, like good question, like the right questions pop into my head sometimes. I feel like maybe at the right times, and it's like, where does that come from? How did you know to ask that at this specific time? And then you got a response, and it was valid, right? But what was I saying about the
random static?
Yeah.
Or is it random?
Yeah.
Right, but there was somewhere I was going with that before I derailed. Anyways, I do think that things may communicate through that static. And if so, then I can hear. Oh, that's right. If so, then maybe I can hear things if my brain can experience those static waves, what look like random static waves. But if my brain can interpret those the same way a psychic medium maybe can interpret whatever it is they're encountering, then that's like a different form of psychic or a different category of psychic ability. And that might have something to do with the way that works. But I have no idea. I haven't like sat down and done research and got data, got published papers on it or anything. I'm just speculating.
Well, I was going to say on a even more like, do you want to go even more basic? Not like basic, but just I feel like as a way though, as investigators / researchers, we do kind of train ourselves to be more sensitive to our surroundings, whether that be feeling cold spots, feeling how heavy it is when you go into certain locations, or just something out of random that normal people wouldn't feel, that we would pick up on. Like, and that's when you went in to say like, oh, well, I'll hear something that somebody else doesn't hear. Now, is that because you're just attuned to knowing like what kind of sounds would be made, or just you're on that frequency level? Like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday about that. I can't tell you if it's like I guess it's you have to be, I don't know. Like I say, you can't explain it. It's like explaining how a medium sees, spirits. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain the mechanics of it? So, but it's like I just hear the things with my ears. It's not like I but nobody else will hear them. But there'll be valid responses, and it could be my brain or maybe my subconscious. Something in my subconscious is hearing the static and interpreting it. And then, that's like a breakthrough, like a fourth wall breakthrough almost.
Yeah.
Except your subconscious is coming through and just kind of telling me what to say, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not like channeling or anything, but it's hard to explain, man. When you get into a session, when you get into an ITC session, you get it going and things are responding back and forth. I think the best example would be with the RoboBox, man, because the RoboBox, you have to, like, at first I didn't hear anything out of it. Yeah. And then the more I listened to it, I would hear what sounded like someone who could hear me barely, and then was asking me if I could hear them just over and over and over again. That was the first time I used it when I built it in Butte.
I was going to ask you what your level of, like, not transformation, but like you pick up so fast on what these boxes say. And obviously you've been listening to them for a long time, but it's even on the show, it's just amazing how fast you just boom, you know it instantly. It's great.
Well, I'll say, okay, so when I hear a response out of the box, right? It's like I record a short snippet of it that I find interesting. It's like I don't know, my brain will instantly just latch on to a bit of audio that it finds different, and then I can listen to it again in my head, and then I'll repeat it. Usually it'll be like there'll be a delay. I won't say it right away. It'll be like a 2-second delay. I'll be like, the box just said this, and this, and if you go back and slow it down, a lot of times it was right, or I was right.
Yeah.
Now, something that's kind of been on my mind, on the second to last episode when you guys were in the basement of the Capitol building,
I was not
the courthouse.
There. The courthouse, yes, courthouse.
I was I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
I was about to say, I was like, what do you mean?
That was a joke. That was a joke. Only some people will have probably even gotten that.
The whole glass shattering and then finding of that bullet. Now, I have to ask, and I think a lot of people are probably curious, did that all happen in a short span of time, or was that something that was manifested, or was that something that was kind of...
I mean, I assume that's the case, or either it was in the room and just like
maybe rolled out,
moved by by way of some sort of poltergeist activity or psychokinetic energy or something. I don't know. I have done investigations where things have been people have claimed that things will just fall from the ceiling.
Yeah,
and
object
just drop to the
displacement.
floor. Right. Yeah. So, but it's an object displacement in motion. So that was what was interesting to me. Right. Was see a pin falling from the ceiling, and then I think what happened is the glass shattered, right, and then the bullet, but it was behind us, right.
Mhm.
So I just wonder if like that it was object displacement somehow. I mean, I don't want to get too crazy here, but let's say time and space are the same, right? Everything overlaps. Okay, if something happened back in the day and a gun was fired, and a bullet passed through this some sort of soft spot or weak spot in time and space, then it could potentially come out of the other side in a different time, in a different, and maybe even a different space or the same space. But I think it was something. It was a physical bullet. I mean, I still have the bullet.
Yeah.
Do you think
And,
that bullet shattered the glass?
And it was an old bullet. It was like an old, like 40 or 50 caliber, like short
World War
bullet
or Civil War? Like it
no,
looked like
no. It looked like not like a black powder, but like a
No.
ball and almost
No,
like
no.
a
the early
like a step
pistols.
up from a ball and cap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that the
Like
Civil
what
War.
they
for the
used in
early
the Civil
pistols
War,
started.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because they had the cartridges that they'd load in. So
Do you
and it
think
looked
that,
like one of those.
do you think that bullet actually broke the glass itself? Or do
Yeah,
you
that's
think-
what I'm saying. It had to. I mean, it could have came through, and then as it displaced through wherever it came from, hit the glass, ended up behind us. In which case, it would have came between us, and we wouldn't have heard it because the glass broke.
Right.
Yeah.
And so obviously we went to where the noise was, and that was where the glass was on the other side of the room.
Well,
I'm
to
a
me,
little-
And then
Oh,
we
go ahead,
turned
Dave.
around and looked, and there it is in the floor. So it was actually
Yeah.
behind us. And there was, and for anybody who would say, "Oh, they put it there," well, there was no cameramen or anything on that side of the room. They were all on shit. I don't know the directions where I can't
Yeah.
tell you like cardinal directions of the room, but everybody was kind of on the far side of us, and then catty corner to that, and then the glass was over here, and then we were standing here, and then there was like a long hallway over here. Now, if somebody threw it, and it would have hit the glass from the other side, then something would have went whizzing right past us. That might have been obvious. It probably. I mean, you would have had to do like aim really well.
And you would have had to throw it hard. And number
Yeah,
two,
hard.
you would have to go and retrieve the bullet to bring it back across the room.
And it would have to bounce back and then just happen to land behind us on the other side. So that tells me that it came from that side of the room, and I think it had to. That's the only thing that explains the glass breaking to me.
Same here. I can't imagine. Like I've seen videos where like a cup will break, but I can't imagine a big sheet of glass like that just shattering into
Adam.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking around in there, beforehand, and it was just leaned against the corner. Now, the only like if the most skeptical, probably explainable explanation would be, there was such a temperature change that there might have been a crack in it or something. It just happened to break at that exact time. Okay, just not even talking about the bullet, but the glass. Like, okay, yes, I guess that could have happened, sure, but then the bullet, and then it wasn't that cold down there. It was cold outside,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't cold in the building.
Well, but with how cold I'm sure Butte gets, it just happened to break at the time you were there.
No,
You know what I mean? Like the
all
cold
that
factor
was,
kind
like,
of thing.
leaned against the corner. It had been
Yeah,
there for
exactly.
God knows how long.
Right.
Yeah, that
But
was just some junk over in the corner, leaned against the wall.
Right. Jeez.
So Kelly's asking, how unsettling was it to touch the old wooden gallows that were down there?
I mean, it was. I mean, it was sad, but it was also like I don't know, man. If I had to say how it was weird because it kind of made me anxious.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like a nervous feeling touching them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to get attached to anything. Don't want anything to get
No,
attached
no,
to
no,
me.
no, 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 no. It wasn't
I'm
like,
just
oh, I'm
kidding.
nervous to touch it. It's like when I touched it, that's what I felt was
Yeah.
anxiety,
I got you.
not like sadness or fear. It was just anxiety, like anxiety.
Okay.
Which
And I don't. I'm not like a. I don't psychometrize things or anything. But I'm just saying, like when I touched that thing, it was like not panic, but anxiety.
Yeah. Years ago, poltergeist threw all my magnets off the fridge. They flew off to the right. At the same time, all my shoes flew down the hallway towards where I was standing. So,
Were
sounds
you
like
wearing the shoes when they flew down the hallway, Kim Lee?
That'd be freaking crazy.
sounds like the ghost is telling you to get the hell
I'm
out.
just messing. I'm just
Right.
messing with you.
Get your shoes on and get out of my house.
That's an interesting.
How
That's
thick was the
interesting
wood?
story.
I'm guessing or was that the glass? I'm guessing that's probably the glass.
I mean, I
Low-key
didn't
trout.
get down there and look at it like before. I was just kind of looked around with my flashlight, just check the room
Yeah.
out, make sure I wasn't gonna friggin' break my neck on camera.
I don't think you really
God,
had
God knows I don't need to be falling down too, because
Well, with it leaning up
a lot of
against the
falling
corner
down
of
going
the
on.
wall. With it leaning up against the wall, there'd be no reason to actually just go and look at a piece of glass.
Right.
I mean,
No, that's why, like I say, it was just a bunch of junk leaned against the wall. There was a sheet of glass and like a bunch of wooden like furniture stuff like on either side of it.
yeah.
It was just leaned against the wall, man. I mean, I didn't even think anything about it really. I just noticed it, but I didn't go feel it, see how thick it was. I didn't even look to, I mean, hell, I couldn't even tell you what was on either side of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Kim said she was barefoot. She wasn't
Okay,
wearing
well,
the
that's-
shoes.
thank God. Thank God, Miss Kim.
Goes flying down the hallway.
Right, because had those shoes been tied, you would have went with them.
Woo.
you know what would have been interesting would be like if number one, I don't know why they would have just had that down in the basement. You think that'd be in a museum or something. But
You'd think.
number two, I
Sorry.
would be like, could I have this wood and then build some boxes out of it?
Well, yeah, oh yeah, God knows I'm not above that.
He's like, I already did. That's exactly what I did.
No,
No.
what you should have done was taken some of the wood from. Well, you shouldn't say should have done, but if they would have let you take the wood from the mines
Oh yeah,
and made
that
boxes
would-
out of that.
Dude, I didn't even get to take any of my equipment. The only thing I got to take was
Ah.
that was it. Just my. I had
I
such
noticed, yeah.
I had such great plans for the mines, but it was too wet and damp and
Ah.
cramped. And you see, Dave almost killed himself and
Yeah,
down in
dude.
there.
Jesus.
or something almost killed him or whatever.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like
Let's-
I still think he was pushed myself, but
All
The way
respect.
his body reacted, it looked like he was pushed.
yeah, because his head goes back like
Yeah.
not forward like one does when you're
Like
when
it's-
you're going down.
Like he was
Right,
like
yeah,
actually
like,
like,
pushed.
oh god, like I'm
Yeah.
getting freaking pushed.
Mhm.
But
I mean, yeah. If you're full on running and trip on something, yeah, you might. But
right.
Dave was just walking, sort of swiftly, and yeah,
With
his
all
head
respect
went
to
back
Dave,
like something pushed him.
with all respect to Dave, that fall was to me quite comical, because the first thing that popped in my head was
so
like,
mean, David.
the first thing that popped in my head was, like him falling down and just going,
Yeah, I did kind of chuckle. I was like, oh,
Well, we can
Like-
laugh. We can all have a laugh now, but because we
Hindsight.
know he's okay.
yes,
Right.
At the time, I had no idea that he even fell. Like me and Cindy were
Yeah.
doing the ghost box thing, and
Well-
and her riding, automatic riding. So
yeah, like, but the
we were
to me,
completely in a different. Like we were
Yeah.
a long way away. Like I don't even know. It was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
ant tunnel down inside of there.
yeah, it was crazy how
Hey,
all
Linda.
three of you had like
Love you
different, like you all had the same answers that were leading to the same things using three different things. That was awesome.
Well, yeah, and that happened all throughout the show too. And that's
Yes, I agree.
That's what I like the most about the show is that all of our stuff was Yeah, we get a lot of things, right? Like during the investigation, but all those times where you saw us like getting, like me and Cindy, like
Mm-hmm.
Cindy's reading a place like in the Cabbage Patch. She's reading the room, and Dave's in there with her, and then I'm getting messages through the microcom, and that's all in the same. That's all at the same time, and I'm in
Yeah, yeah.
a little shack, like right, like probably 50, 60 feet away.
Yeah.
But when Dave went down, so we're getting all this stuff at the same time. So the thing's basically telling me what it's going to do to Dave in the other shack. And then
Yeah.
and then you had the last scene where we all got the different pieces of it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I'll tell you something that a lot of people don't realize is probably when they watch that episode is, if you think about it, I'm using a ghost box in a mine.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You get no radio.
I would say there's no radio reception down there, so it's just
radio in a mine.
any
You don't
voices
get
you get.
AM, you don't get FM, you don't get
Yeah.
shortwave, you don't get nothing, unless you got an FM. Like if they have like a lot of the mines would have FM radio transmitters inside or repeaters for their walkies and stuff, but you'd have to have like repeaters and all that. Like you get no radio reception.
Yeah, that's when you would get answers. I was just like, well, that had to come from somewhere.
No cell phone, no cell phone
yeah,
reception.
exactly.
Nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing.
So
I mean,
apparently
you drive under a bridge and you lose FM radio.
Yeah.
apparently we're not live on Facebook anymore. So.
Yeah, I went there earlier when we started the show, and it just said something about like having trouble, can't show this right now or something. So everybody Facebook sucks. Anyways, no, that was really cool, and I loved how obviously the thing with the bullet where you guys found the bullet downstairs, but then you also had the story with the guy literally digging a bullet out of his freaking shoulder.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's
Or a shoulder or arm or whatever it was. I was just whoa.
That's exactly what but he also went on the Tony Viteri guy.
Yeah.
He went on a shooting spree. It was with a shotgun,
Right.
but still he was a violent person.
And that's something I loved about this show, and I appreciate it with any good show, is the ability to tell a story. And
yes,
what I liked about this one was there were so many different stories to tell.
Oh
and
yeah.
it seemed that they all really tied together, and I just love the way it all circled back around. And
I've never seen a haunting like this ever. Like where there's so much interconnectedness with the.
Not
KD, saying?
Not that KD had anything to do with the writing, but I'm just saying the way that show was produced and everything. It
was great.
What was done.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people like
Brian Peterson was our field producer, and he did a great job. And all the crew, they were all great. And everybody worked really hard, and the production quality is fantastic.
They're blowing up your phone because they know you're on our show.
Yeah. I don't know. My phone's
Hi, Katie. or that's Katie saying I'm about to show up or something. Who knows?
It might be. It's possible. It's going off like a lot. I'm gonna silence that. Okay.
What I was getting at was like there's been a lot of shows coming out, and I've seen a lot of people posting online that are just completely shitting on these shows when they have no idea of what goes into them and just how much of it might be.
Is that Kevin Smith?
Yeah, Kevin and with the baby face Charles.
Oh yeah, that was at a Planet Comic Con, or it was his only photo op at the time, and I freaking love Kevin Smith. He's probably my favorite director of all time.
He's good.
But
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I like his stories and random wackiness, and his appreciation for like old nerd topics and stuff like that. Like I used to listen to his podcast, his TV show.
I'd challenge you on that.
Okay. Like what?
One day, not right now.
All right, that's fair. All right, cool.
Hey, we got the after.
One day we will debate that, or I'll tell you some things. I'll bring up some points to you that
We got the After Dark. The After
Yeah,
Dark.
so we can do the After Dark.
All out. But no, what I was saying with the people shitting on these shows and everything, and nobody really taking into account what actually goes into these shows. I know a lot of them. There are some things that are written into the show. A lot of times it's post-production stuff, though. But I know everybody wants to ask how much of it was staged or how much of it was scripted or all that. I'm going to let you flat out tell everybody right here.
Well, I mean, you can tell people till you're blue in the face.
Facts.
Whatever. I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, yeah, whatever I want. But I will say this. I was told to say one thing.
You're right, Dave.
I have one line. No, I did. That was all straight from the heart.
Oh, because you're such a good guy.
Yeah, like Bryan Adams. But
So
one line that I did not was not my idea, and that was the very last line I have in the show. And I'm not even going to say it because I that right there will tell you. You go watch this.
We'll have to go watch it.
And
I should pull it up right now.
The last thing I say in the show, and that right there is a display of my acting ability, and that's what it looks like when I have to freaking repeat a line or memorize a line and try to say it in front of a camera. That's what I look like. I look like Ricky Bobby. Like I don't know what to do with my hands.
I can't believe it's not butter. We should show it on. We should do it on the.
Yeah,
After
it's
Dark.
just like a freaking 2 seconds. It's just like one statement. I'm like, well, but I'm not even gonna say it because it's crazy.
Did Shaman say it?
Shut up, Shaman.
Well, Dave.
Wow, Dave.
So
like
Kelly
we
had another
just got
question.
here yesterday.
Oh yeah, right. And you're already packing up.
Right, as I'm packing a box.
Right. Kelly wanted to know, Cindy was a great asset to the show. Any chance of working with her again on a different one?
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, she's like booked out for like 2 years, probably doing stuff. So
Nice.
Who knows? Who knows? It's a small little paranormal world, and you end up getting to work with people that you didn't think you would, or people that you worked with before, and you get to work with them again. That's like Peterson. Brian Peterson, the producer. I met him when I went out to do the episodes for Ghost Brothers because he produced their show.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, I got to, I seen him. Well, we did a video podcast, like a video Zoom conference thing. Peterson and me and Dave and Cindy, and I was like, Peterson, you're a producer.
Right.
I didn't even know.
You were kind of being nudged here in the chat earlier about talking about this new piece of equipment now, and I'm kind of curious.
Which piece? The Mad. Who was nudging me?
Shaman said Shaman.
Shaman was nudging me.
Yeah, it was Brandon.
He's
already
said, talk about the new device.
Yeah, we get it. Shaman Sundays. Is it Shaman Sunday? That sounds like something you get at the Dairy Queen.
Shaman Sundays. I'll take the Shaman Sunday, please.
I'll have the Shaman Sunday. What is that?
Out of the glory hole.
It's got herbal medicine.
Herbal yeah, right. with an incense stick coming out on top.
It comes in a little cone medicine wheel.
Does the drum circle come with it for free?
He said, "I hate you all." Yes, you do.
It's easy to rip on somebody,
but
when their beard is basically their bib.
This coming from a gnome. The paragnome. Not this the shaman.
He's paragnome.
No, I know.
He's the paragnome. He knows it.
No paranormal, just paragnome.
He likes it. Don't get it twisted. We know how you really feel, buddy. We love you too.
Hate is such a strong word.
It is.
So
It is such a strong word.
Hey,
Jeez.
Shaman Sunday, you better go repent, buddy.
But I'm fully on board with this. Please share with us your new piece of
Yeah.
equipment if you can.
Okay. Give me a second.
Cue the porn music.
All right, I'm back.
Bow, bow, bow. What?
I was gonna say that was fast, but I knew there was gonna be a that's what she said.
Ah.
This is the Mad.
Eurobox.
It's a cigar box.
Oh, cool.
I like it.
It's a hold on, I'll read it. I'll read you what it is. It's a famous Euro stick. Famous Euro sticks. 25 natural panatellas. Maduro. That means dark. That means they're dark cigars. Cigarillos. Anyways, I bought a whole bunch of these, right? The boxes.
Yeah.
And they look really cool. They're made of cedar. And
Nice.
so I started making MAD devices out of them.
Okay.
And MAD is a motion activated detection device. So basically, this thing, it's going to be hard to show on here, Brandon, but I'll try because I have to hold it up. All right.
He's getting a boner.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
That's a nice mic. I like that mic, though.
Thank you. My wife got this for my birthday.
Nice.
That's dope.
Come here,
Yeah.
Mike. Okay. And I think I
Yeah, we're
have
gonna
the
do this.
sensitivity.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wire.
Angel said, hey, can you send me one to test out for you?
That's what we're doing right now, Angel. All right, so now it's on, and if you move towards it, it turns red, and you get one tone. If you move away from it, it turns green,
Oh, wow.
and then back red for a second.
Now, is the antenna part of the motion detecting, or is that like a static kind of thing? Like
Oh, it is static. It's a static detection, so it detects the triboelectric potential. Is what it's doing.
interesting.
So if something's moving towards it, then it detects that increase in potential, and it turns red. And then if something moves away from it, it detects that decrease in potential and turns green.
See, that's interesting. I've
Well, that's
seen some
awesome.
things like this with a laser, but not with antenna. Like, yeah, you've got your
Oh, wow. That's got quite a range on it, too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, it's got an adjustable sensitivity on it also.
And are those going up on your shop?
Yep, they're up right now.
Look at that. And how much are those?
These are $150.
$150, folks.
And yeah, and it's a limited edition. We're gonna keep making them, but we only have 40 of the nice cigar boxes, and they take a 9-volt battery.
Really? Okay.
And yeah, and can you hear the audio? Can you hear the
Yeah.
tone?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the tone changes with the LEDs also.
And what's the website for the shop?
You know what? The website is if you go to store.supernatural.inc.
Store.supernatural.inc. There it is. Yeah, I got it. I found it.
All right, cool. Now we're still working on it, so not all the descriptions and everything are there. And if you want something custom, just message us or whatever. But all
That's
of our
not at all
boxes-
what that was. Shit. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
That is not at all what I meant to send.
Did you just put up some Pornhub?
What the
No,
hell is
it was the fate. Whoa.
What the?
Deceptive. When I click on your guys' link, it says deceptive side ahead.
I know, yeah, it's like shady. It's like shady for some reason. So don't. That's why you don't click on the link. I think it doesn't have the S in it, but if you type in HTTPS blah blah blah, it'll come up.
Weird. Well, don't click on that link.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that link. That link is jacked up. Somebody's supposed to fix it.
That's all right. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
But if you can't get into it, then into the site, then just message us on Supernatural Inc. and we'll get you hooked up.
There you go. All right, so we got 10 minutes before we have to go, and
So
I'm
just gonna see if I can comment over here, because if I can like post something in the comments, I can.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me. Damn it.
So for those of you that don't know, we have a Patreon page that we do our second part of this show on. It's called The After Dark, Boogeyman Radio After Dark. So at 9, we'll be ending this show, and then we'll be switching over to that one and continuing our chat with KD here. And
David.
What's that?
I just sent you that link.
Okay. But we'll be continuing our chat with KD, as well as getting more juicy little tidbits about the show and about some things going on potentially. Let me copy that link. Copy the link address. Let me see if this will post in here.
That's to the store.
Yeah. It's the Facebook link. Hang on.
Angel says I can't hear the audio. Does it pick up voices or just alert to difference in environment?
It detects things moving towards it and away from it, and by measuring the triboelectric potential around it.
Which to me, that's way better than a REM pod, because REM pod, just how close it gets to it, you can
right.
Yeah, you can see it go away, but this goes like
this says
full
it's
on.
coming towards it, and then if it's going away. So if you see, let's say you had 2 of these, right? Let's say you had 2 of them on each end of the hallway, and then the one light's up, and you get a red light, and then a green light. That means something walked past it. Now, you don't know which direction they walked past it. You just know they walked past it. But if you have another one at the end of the hallway, whatever it was, walks past it also, you get a red light, green light again, and then you can kind of infer by that this thing walked down the hallway.
And even tell the direction, too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The direction down the hallway. Like, you can say it went from this direction to that, or from here to there, went that way. It went that way.
Woohoo! Got the link up. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good at this.
Yeah, man, that works. I don't know what the problem is, like, with the website. Like, it's like if you just type it in or whatever.
And that was just going off of the one that was listed on your guys' Facebook page.
That's
like
what's
there was
on
one
the
post you made.
page?
Yeah, there. Well, it's the if you go on your Facebook page, it was like a post from like 6 or so days ago, maybe 5-6 days ago.
That might have been me. Yeah, that's okay. That's before they fixed it. They need to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
You know what it could have been? Could have been one of D's.
D's what?
D's
David?
what?
He's nuts. Got him.
Amen. Yeah. So again, guys, if you want to catch the rest of our chat, we're gonna go over to Patreon here at 9:00 here in a few minutes, and we'll be going live on that at 9:10. We'll have a few minutes of rest, get something to drink, and potty, and and then we'll get into some of the harder questions here for KD, because let's be honest, there's not a whole lot of people on Patreon, and you can dish about just about anything, and it's not going to get out there. So
that's right.
Stuff.
Bada boom.
I have to ask you, like, because I ended up leaving the theater early. How did the rest of that night go over there?
Well, we left not too long after you did.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So.
It went fine. Yeah, the guests left like not just like a few minutes after you left.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
They were like, shit. David's gone. Party's over, bro.
Party's over, guys. The booze has
We're
gone
going
home.
We came to see that sexy Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You know, when you have tiny arms and big legs, everybody wants to see it.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Well, at least they had a good
Crap.
time.
Thank you, Kelly. Oh yeah, they did. They had a good time. If you want a voice box thingy, you could go to the correct link right there. If you message us, I'll even give you a discount code.
Oh,
Message us on the Supernatural Inc. Facebook page, and we'll give you message Shaman Sunday there.
yeah.
That's exactly what you should do. Everybody just
Shaman.
Everybody message Shaman Sunday for a discount code.
Where's my code, bitch?
That's right.
We got a
harass him heavily.
We got a few minutes here. I'm gonna start doing something with guests. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm concerned. He didn't even tell me what this is.
I am a bit concerned.
I did have one more question, but now I can't remember, and that sucks. Damn it. That's all right.
Yeah, it does suck. Might have been, might have been a great question, dude.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. Dang it. But actually, I remember now. So when I was at the shop with Dave, I noticed you had some like older kids' toys, like that you were messing with like the boards and stuff.
Oh,
I think it was older.
You said older kids' toys.
Yeah. Not like older kids, but like
13, 14, 15-year-old kids'
toys? No, like toddler kids' toys.
Right.
And I was curious, is there like a specific kinds of toys that you look out for that you try to use, or is it more of like you just know which ones to go for?
You talking about for the circuit bending?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do with those. So I do a lot of like circuit bending. I'll find like an interesting keyboard, like kids keyboard. Yeah. The best stuff is like from the 80s and then early 90s.
Well, I was in a I would say it was like an antique shop, and they had some like they had some sort of old kid toy where you just obviously push some buttons and it does a lot of random stuff. But I was it popped up to me. I was like, I wonder if this is something that Katie would use. And it looked older, like for sure late 80s, early 90s kind of toy. So I was just like, interesting. That stuck with me when I was there.
Yeah. I use the old talking whiz kids, speaking spells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the talking dolls. Any kind of old kids electronics are fun to circuit bend. Yeah. The keyboards, little toy keyboards and stuff are fun. And you can make them do all kinds of crazy stuff.
All right, Katie, we only have like 2 minutes, so we're going to speed right through this. You've done Mad Libs before, right?
I have.
All right. So I'm going to throw a bunch of these out to you. You're going to give me the words for them, right?
Got it.
And then we'll read it on the Patreon page. Okay.
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 And you can say whatever comes to your mind. There's no editing on this crap. So, adjective.
Live.
Live?
Live.
Or alive.
living or alive.
Okay.
Yeah. Alive would be one also.
Another adjective.
Salty.
And give me another adjective.
Oh crap. Burnt. I don't know why I thought it was burnt.
Give me a part of the body.
Feet, foot. A foot.
A noun.
What, like a house? I don't know.
Okay. Give me another adjective.
Tall.
Another noun.
Skeleton.
Give me another noun.
Table. I'm not looking around the room.
Give me another noun.
Oh, board. Like BOARD, board. Like a board.
Okay. Give me one more noun.
Lighter.
A plural noun.
Ooh, books.
This is probably one of the cleanest ones we've had on the show here.
Probably, yeah, I would say that too.
A person in the room.
Katie.
Katie?
Yep. That's the only other person in the room besides me.
A plural noun.
Cats.
Part of the body.
Toes.
What is it with you and feet?
What? I said feet and toes. I had, I don't know. Knees and
Head,
toes,
shoulders,
knees
feet, and toes.
Feet and toes. I guess. Hey, it would be that if you're Cotton. If you're Cotton Hill. You
All right.
Shot off in the war.
An adverb. It's the last one. Adverb.
Slowly.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll just read it right here.
Slowly.
Might as well. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'll just read it right here. Okay. This one is Cinderella. There once was a living young girl named Cinderella who lived with her salty stepmother, accurate, and two burnt stepsisters.
She said busted.
Wow, you were pretty accurate with some of these.
I was.
She waited on them hand and foot, but they treated her like a house. Cinderella heard all
What does
about
that mean?
She's a brick.
House. They treated her like a house.
She's mighty. Yeah.
that's why they had to keep her inside because she getting all the men. Anyways,
I reckon.
Cinderella heard about a ball the prince was throwing, but she didn't have a tall gown to wear. Then out of the clear blue skeleton, her fairy table mother appeared and waved her magic board. It's got a nail in it. Cinderella's ragged clothes turned into a beautiful lighter, and her worn work shoes became a pair of glass books.
wow, that's uncomfortable.
Okay, that is.
Yeah.
I was looking for a damn board. I was gonna wave it.
Cinderella went to the ball and danced with Prince Katie, who fell madly in love with her. But at the stroke of midnight, she had to flee, losing one of her glass cats. The prince traveled throughout the kingdom, trying to slip her on the toes of every young girl, but of course it fit only one, Cinderella. The two were soon married, and she lived slowly ever after.
Slowly ever after. I like that. That is accurate. That is an accurate description of ever after.
Katie, you are the first guest to do a Mad Lib on the show.
Well, that was fun.
In over a year and a half.
I like doing those things on podcasts, man. It's fun.
I freaking love them. We do a paranormal game night and we do stuff like that on here.
Yeah, I need to get more stuff because the Mandela cards go only so far. Jeez, can't talk.
All right, guys. That'll be it for our show right here on YouTube. Be sure to join us on Patreon. Sign up. Get a month for $2. That's less than a gallon of gas, y'all.
Everything's less than a gallon of gas.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But join us over there. You get a little bit of extras. Plus, you get an additional show, which is our After Dark show, and that's where we are headed next. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next week, same time, same place, with our guest, Aaron Thompson from 28 Days Haunted.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, Aaron.
All right.
Can't wait to stay on.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye, everybody.